What's up, Taiwan? I'm Eric Gao, and welcome to TaiwanPlus, where we've got the latest news from here and around the world. Taiwan's National Day has triggered controversy before it's even begun. Former President Ma Ying-jeou says he's going to boycott this year's celebrations. Leslie Liao explains.
Taiwan's National Day is coming up next week on October 10th. That's the date that commemorates an uprising that led to the formation of the government that governs Taiwan, the Republic of China. The occasion will be marked by a presidential address, parades, and other celebrations. But the branding for this year's event has stirred a bit of controversy. Whereas in Chinese, Taiwan's National Day is known as the Republic of China's National Day, in English, for the past few years now, the event has been called Taiwan National Day. Former President Ma Ying-jeou took to Facebook to announce that this year he won't be attending the ceremonies because he takes issue with this English branding, saying that the government does not represent Taiwan, it should represent the Republic of China. He finds that the current administration's representation of the Taiwan National Day is unconstitutional, and he said this will be the first time in 40 years that he will not attend. Former President Ma Ying-jeou is a senior member of the opposition Kuomintang, which has closer ties with China. But the Kuomintang currently trails in opinion polls going into Taiwan's next presidential elections in January. Now, President Ma used the occasion to urge voters to vote the at-power DPP out of office so that Taiwan's National Day can return to its rightful place as the Republic of China's National Day. In response, the DPP's premier, Chen Jianren, has said that President Ma Ying-jeou has attended Taiwan National Days in the past when the event was branded as Taiwan National Day, and instead that the two sides, both the DPP and the KMT, should focus on protecting the sovereignty of the Republic of China, Taiwan. Joseph Wu and Leslie Liao in Taipei for TaiwanPlus.
Now, this dispute over Taiwan's official name has spilled over to the presidential race. The opposition KMT candidate Hou Yu-ih had this to say to his ruling party rival Lai Ching-te.
大家问问赖清德，你有认同中华民国的宪法无？你有认同中华民国无？你有要甲咱中华民国永远徛伫中华民国立场？
In response, Lai's camp says that he will carry on President Tsai Ing-wen's policies, which mentions the Republic of China in 2 places. His camp also says it is Ho that's undermining the ROC's existence by accepting the 1992 consensus, a controversial statement that says Taiwan is part of China. Prosecutors are investigating whether secrets about Taiwan's new submarine were leaked to China. The locally made sub was unveiled last week and was hailed by President Tsai as a milestone for the country's defense. But the admiral in charge of the project says one of the contractors leaked sensitive information to China's government. The Supreme Prosecutor's Office says investigators are working as quickly as possible to ensure national security. Taipei is joining other cities' efforts to support women who want to have children. It's launched a new subsidy plan to give women under 40 with cancer a chance to become a mother. Joyce Tseng reports.
A shot at motherhood thanks to technology. More and more women in Taiwan are choosing to freeze their eggs, and local governments are working to support them in this endeavor. Taipei has launched its own subsidy program following neighboring Hsinchu and Taoyuan, which set up similar funds earlier this year. But Taipei has gone a step further to provide the financial support to women under 40 with cancer, giving them a chance to preserve their eggs before potential chemotherapy treatments.
算是受用啦，因为就是给有些女性有多一次的机会，可以再选择不同的未来。
Taiwan has one of the lowest birth rates in the world, hitting a new low last year with just 138,000 births. Women are also tending to have children later, with the average age of first-time moms at just over 31. A third of moms gave birth after 35. Egg freezing offers women some security and increases their chances of getting pregnant later in life, but it's an option that's out of reach for many women. Extraction treatments normally cost between $2,600 to $3,900 US, and that's not including annual storage fees, which cost a few hundred more. Taipei is offering almost $1,000 in subsidies per woman, the highest government package so far. But some are not convinced this program will be helpful.
对我们少子化整体的趋势来讲，其实并没有太大帮助，但是很可能会花费我们纳税人非常多的钱。
Gender rights advocates have also pointed out that while single women can freeze their eggs, the law requires them to be married to a man to use them. This excludes not just single women, but also same-sex couples from using their frozen eggs to have children. With Taiwan rapidly becoming a super-aged society, the central government will have to reconsider rules like these if it wants its egg freezing subsidies to have the desired result. Howard Zhang and Joyce Sen for TaiwanPlus.
In world news, Pope Francis has suggested that it may be possible to bless same-sex unions. In a public response to cardinals who questioned his affirmation of the LGBTQ community, he advocated for what he called pastoral charity and discouraged exclusion. It's a major step towards the inclusion of LGBTQ Catholics in the church. The first high-speed railway in Southeast Asia has begun operations in Indonesia, but it's more than just a new transport link. It's also a sign of China's growing influence in the region. Tiffany Wong has more.
Whoosh is the name of the train. That's the first high-speed train in Indonesia and all of Southeast Asia. The $7.3 billion railway was backed by China as part of its Belt and Road Initiative, an infrastructure project that has pumped money into dozens of countries.
这条铁路呢，也就意味着在世界上，除了我们中国具有350公里运行速度之外的，第二个在印尼的运行350公里时速的这样一条高速铁路。
The new high-speed railway can reach speeds of almost 350 kilometers per hour and brings passengers from Jakarta to Bandung in just over 30 minutes. That's usually a 3-hour drive. But getting this train line up and running has not been a smooth ride. The railway was delayed from its initially planned opening in 2019 due to land disputes, and also overran its budget by more than $1 billion. And then there's China's involvement. Critics of Beijing say building infrastructure isn't the only aim of the Belt and Road projects.
Because of the lack of standard and that of actual requirement from the Chinese side, so usually a lot of money got wasted. And it could also be argued that in certain cases, China was actually using, this kind of investment project to increase their influence.
Japan also bid on the project, but lost out to China. Beijing has invested over $227 billion on transportation projects since the Belt and Road Initiative was announced 10 years ago. Regardless of motive, Indonesians can point to the region's first high-speed rail as proof that the partnership was worthwhile. Transportation authorities are now considering extending the railway eastward, a project Chinese companies are likely to bid for once again. Justin Wu and Tiffany Wong for TaiwanPlus.
Back in Taiwan, officials say this year's outbreak of dengue fever may soon start to ease. The vast majority of cases are in the southern city of Tainan, a place with low-lying wetlands where the mosquitoes that spread the disease can breed. Last week saw more than 2,000 new cases there. But officials say they expect new case numbers to drop in the coming days.
这几天的病例数呢，相较于前几日也是略有减少。星期一跟星期二有没有连假后的一个效应？那如果这个连假后这个通报的效应没有太明显的话，那这一周可能会是呈现一个持平，甚至有机会可以反转下降。
Weather officials have issued land warnings for oncoming Typhoon Koinu. The warnings cover much of the southeast of Taiwan. They join sea warnings for waters all along the east and south. These areas could see strong wind and heavy rain. Several beaches have been closed and ferry services have been suspended. Current forecasts say Koinu could make landfall in the southeast on Wednesday. If it does, it'll be the second typhoon to hit the island directly this year. And now we turn to the latest from the Asian Games in Hangzhou. China continues to top the medal table, followed by Japan and South Korea. Taiwan, competing as Chinese Taipei, is also riding high in 6th place. Taiwan's latest medal came in the men's 200-meter race, with sprinter Yang Jinghan winning a bronze medal. He beat out Qatar's representative by just 1/100th of a second. He's the first Taiwanese athlete to receive a medal on the track at this year's Games. Taiwan also claimed bronze in softball, defeating the Philippines 3-2. Meanwhile, in esports, the country earned 3rd place in the video game PUBG. A community in central Taiwan is working to make fitness available for everyone. It's set up a so-called Ageless gym to keep seniors fit. Joyce Sung is back with this story.
This trek up 3 flights of stairs is a daily ritual for Dai Xunguang. The 73-year-old has been hiking up through his house to pray for over 4 decades. Mr. Dai's family is growing more and more worried about this routine. Last year, he slipped and fell, breaking his right shin bone. Mr. Dai had to have surgery to fix it. He's now recovered, but he can't move as well as he used to, which means his daughter has had to keep a closer eye on him, a difficult task given she works full-time.
医院说，你们可能就是要自己去找一下那个日照机构。
This problem is becoming more common in Taiwan. The size of the country's older demographic is steadily outpacing the young. The consensus is that by 2025, Taiwan will be a super-aged society. Taiwan also has one of the lowest birth rates in the world, which means as the population grows older, fewer young people will be there to take care of them. Communities are now finding ways to help lessen the load on caregiving resources, like this gym in central Taiwan. This so-called Ageless gym is a place for seniors to come work on their fitness together.
其实肌耐力提升，然后状况提升之后，其实在家庭的负担其实就会降低。
The gym's workouts are specially designed for seniors, with trainers to guide them through various mobility and resistance exercises.
来这边经过教练指导的话，现在训练耐肌力差很多。
For Mr. Dai, these tailored workouts mean he can strengthen his injured leg for better balance. The gym meets people at their current fitness level to help them stay healthy. And for Mr. Dai, that includes making new connections with his fellow trainees, important to have at any age. Chris Ma and Joyce Sin for TaiwanPlus.
What's in a name? Well, quite a lot, especially if you're part of the deaf community. That's the message behind a new exhibition in central Taiwan's Yunning. The exhibition, titled Call Me By My Name, brings together the sign language names of 88 hearing impaired people. Names in sign language are different from spoken names. They often reflect the individual's personality or appearance. The exhibition's organizers hope to show how sign names are an important part of identity.
我们也许结了婚，换了丈夫的名字，那或者是到了国外，取了英文的名字，这个都会影响我们这一辈子日后我们跟人际怎么互动，因为你的名字代表你的人呢。
Some beaches here in Taiwan have almost disappeared due to typhoons and climate change. The government is working to replenish these beaches to keep them from receding further. Bing Wang reports.
During a beach cleanup, environmentalists noticed that this beach in Tainan in southern Taiwan has shrunk significantly. Experts say the loss is due to climate change and typhoons. Local authorities have tried several times to keep the beach replenished with sand and rocks. These efforts were largely successful until a series of typhoons in recent months have again made the coastline recede. Scholars have several suggestions to keep the beaches.
有些学者有建议浅堤的方式，以往都是纯粹把土沙放上去，然后它沿岸流的部分我们要配合有一些比如说离岸堤或者土底的风化布衣的方式来做一个最佳的布置。
Another issue is that people may be displaced from their homes if they live close enough to the beaches.
必须要有所谓的缓冲区，有很多地方其实是不太适合人类居住。你可以在那边有一些渔温、有农田、有一些设施、有油气的空间，但是你不能把人民的住家安置在那样的一个环境里面。
Authorities state that since beach maintenance was done last year, the current situation is still under control. It's expected that a specific maintenance plan will be formed as early as the middle of 2024 and implemented by the end of next year. Chris Ma and Bing Wang for TaiwanPlus.
Thanks for tuning in to What's Up Taiwan. You can find more of our reports on TaiwanPlus.com. Before we go, check out these hundreds of animals waiting to be blessed at Cathedral Church of St. John the Divine in New York. I'm Eric Al, and I'll see you later.